Guys, it was Beauty and the Beast day. I'm so excited. I hope you got a chance to watch it. Again, I watched the animated, not the live action, in this Disney watch through. This is movie number 4. And guys, I said it with Mulan. I'm gonna say it again. This is maybe my all-time favorite Disney princess movie. So Mulan and Beauty and the Beast are my 2 faves. So there is my bias. I don't know anybody who hasn't seen this movie, so I didn't have a novice to come in and watch it. So here's my thing. I'm just gonna tell you what I love about it. This movie was so good. Guys, it was so good. If I could summarize this movie in one word, it would be iconic. Iconic. It was so good. Yet again, I've got my notes. Let's dig in. Belle starts with the light and friendly birds, just like our friend Snow White did. And we are 4 for 4 with the dark, ominous birds. Guys, 4 for 4 dark, ominous birds. I don't know if anything else is making me more excited during this quarantine season than the fact that every Disney princess movie so far has dark, ominous birds. Guys, this is so exciting. I hope you are sharing in the joy with me. Wow. I appreciated little details, like all the signs in the village are in French. I love that. I took 3 years of French in high school, so I recognized the words for a bread shop was a boulangerie, and I was like, oh, I know what that word means. So shout out to my high school French teachers. You guys were the bomb. There was so many good things. I think in the song Belle, I have a theory that the story she's reading, Belle sits on a fountain and she's reading a book. I'm pretty sure that book is her story, okay? If you just listen to it, it's here's where she meets Prince Charming, but she doesn't know it's him until chapter 3. Sounds like Beauty and the Beast to me. I mean, I'm here for it. Also, when we got the dark ominous birds, there's also creepy eyes, which I said we were going to watch for in our first video. So there we go. We've got 2 creepy eyes, 4 dark ominous birds. I love it. Be Our Guest is such a good song. Oh, I love it. At one point, Lumiere says, I think he is lost in the woods. And when he said that, I immediately started thinking of the song from Frozen 2, Lost in the Woods. And I was like, foreshadowing? Maybe. Maybe. Probably not. But it's still fun. The new Disney songs that you can even find references to in the old Disney songs. I'm a fan, guys. I'm just a really big fan of this movie. Okay. The library scene where the Beast shows Belle the library. It gets me every time. And then it's followed by the song Something There, which again, gets me every time. It's a jam. When it comes on in my car, I roll down the windows, I belt along. It is such a good song. And the fact that those things happen one after the other gets me all in the feels. I am here for it. It's so good. It's just so good. Okay? So good. And then when the Beast lets her go, oof, guys, so many big things. But here's the thing. I know what's wrong with this movie. There are downsides. Are you ready? We're going to get into it right now. I'm ready. First off, the Beast has anger issues. All right? That's not hard to see. It's obvious. The Beast has anger issues. He's yelling. He's mad at the people who've stood by him for 10 years, who, by the way, his actions got them turned into objects. I mean, he's a beast, sure. But can you imagine going from being a human to being a teapot? And it's his fault, and he's mad at them, and he's yelling at them, even though they wait on him hand and foot? What's that about, Beast? Let's get you some anger management training, okay? Because why? You need to calm down. Second off, Belle has boundary issues, okay? She just does. Okay. So she agrees to be a prisoner for the rest of her life with this guy. And when she does, she trades her space for her dad. We're going to talk about that later. And her dad is being held in a cell. A cold, dark cell. And so she thinks when she volunteers to stay there forever as a trade, that she's going to live in a cell. But then he's here is a very nice bedroom. That's probably the size of my whole house. It's a nice bedroom. It's cozy, it's warm, it's cute. So she's living good. And he's like, you can go anywhere you want. Like, this is your home. Like, he doesn't say this is your prison. He says this is your home. You can go anywhere in the castle except the West Wing. And instead of her being like, wow, thank you for the kindness, even though you're creepy and holding me hostage, thanks for at least making it a slightly enjoyable experience, she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, oh, where's that staircase go to? And they're like, oh, the West Wing. She's like, oh, the West Wing, let me just go up there. And they try to, like, pull her away. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm not going. Oh, you're, okay, I'm going into the West Wing now. Like, girl, boundaries. Like, respect boundaries. I love Belle. She is, again, one of my favorite Disney princesses. But this is, like, a moment of just pure invasive and stupidity. Like, I'm just not here for it. I don't agree. No bueno. Like, come on, Belle. Boundary issues. So those are, like, the two big flaws in these characters. Also, I know that, like, the new live action tries to fix a lot of the plot holes. But there is one plot hole that I can't get past it in this movie. So the village is right next to the castle. And when the Beast throws Maurice into a carriage and tells the carriage, take him to the village, he just goes to the right village. So I'm guessing they're like right next to each other. So that means that he was probably the prince of that village, which means, one, that village like had to obey him, probably had to pay taxes to him, all these things. We don't see any indication that when he was turned into a beast and basically went out of commission, that the village was like, oh, where did our prince go? Which is weird, but it's like, it's clear the village knows about him, because when they're like, oh, there's a beast in the castle, they're like, oh, let's go to the castle. And they just know the way. They know where the castle is. And it's only been 10 years. So, like, what's happening? Do they have to pay taxes to him? And then all of a sudden no one's collecting taxes. So, like, you know what? We don't have to pay taxes anymore. We're just not going to ask any questions. Is that how this works? I don't know. It bothers me every time, even though I love this movie. That is a plot hole I just cannot get past. Yeah. Another thing, the Beast at the end had no will to live when Gaston's like going trying to kill him until he sees Belle, which I'm not a fan. Okay. We all know this. Like, your value is not based on somebody else, and you should not have so much stock in a relationship that when that relationship is no longer existing, you don't have a will to live. That is unhealthy. That is not okay. We are not here for it. Do not follow this example. No. That's a pass. All right. We're putting a pass on that. But I will say, I do love that throughout the movie, as they get to know each other, the Beast learns things about Belle. And then he does things in response to what he learns. Like, oh, you like to read? Well, here's a library. Like, oh, you like animals? Fine. Let's feed the animals. Like, he asked her if she's happy. Oh, you want to see your father? Here's where you can see your father. Oh, like, you need to go see your dad? Fine. You can go. Even though it's going to cost me everything, you can go because I love you. Like, that's good. We support these things. We do not support the rest of that. Okay? We don't support the Stockholm Syndrome. There's a lot of stuff we don't afraid of. But there is some good quality, like, representation of how you should be in a relationship. Despite a lot of things in there is not a good representation, there are a few things. So on that note, let's dig into our 3 rating areas. First off, the song I decided is like the only one she sings by herself is Belle Reprise, or Reprise, depending on how you pronounce it. And I love this song. She's spunky, she's sassy, she has her own desire, she's got strong will, and she's expressing not only how she feels about her current situation, but her overall desire for herself and for her life moving forward, which is great because it's right at the beginning. It's establishing her as a character. It's helping us know her motivations. It's great. Like, it's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. It's a little short. That's really my issue. It's a little short. And it piggybacks off another one, so I really wish it was a lot more of a standalone. So that's why we're only giving it an 8 out of 10. But it's a really quality song. Sing-alongable, hum-alongable. When I hear that melody, I'm just like, I want to stand on a hill in the French countryside and have the wind blowing in my hair. I love it. Next, the role model of Belle, 9 out of 10. Again, she's great. She is willing to give of herself for others completely. She's very selfless in that. She's very caring. She gives people second chances. She's really wonderful. But again, boundary issues. So you get a 9 out of 10 for that one. The message of the movie, I mean, the whole movie's message. So I just want to go with the overarching message of the movie. And today that message is to give of yourself for the good of others. And it truly is sacrificing yourself on someone else's behalf. Let me see it time and time again. Belle sacrifices herself for her dad. The Beast sacrifices himself for Belle. Like, it's great. It's just really good. And I'm here for it. It's a 10 out of 10. You know, it reminds me of like, so many things, but the verse that comes to mind is, you know, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. And that's kind of the scripture that comes to mind when I think about that theme in Beauty and the Beast. And so I'm a big fan of it. So we're giving it a 10 out of 10, which means the total score is a 27. So let's come over here and see where it belongs. Now, guys, this is like a very hard decision because clearly it's going to come up here. But picking between Mulan and Belle, this is the moment where people are like, that's like asking me to pick a favorite child. Like, this is how I imagine picking a favorite child feels. Like, I just don't feel like I can do it. I want to put them side by side. And they have the same score. But honestly, when it comes to the magic factor, Belle wins out. And so I'm sorry, Mulan, you are still my homegirl. But I just have to put Belle up top. I had to do it. So guys, what do you think? What is your score? What is your opinion? Where do you think Belle belongs? What were things that you liked? What are things that you didn't like? Tell me in the comments below. And we'll be watching another movie here in a couple days. I will see you guys soon. I love you guys. God